Alright. It works now. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay.
So wait, why isn't Google Hangouts not working for YouTube? Why is it not working?
That's because Google decided they were canceling it. They're just like, got rid of it.
Apparently they don't allow you to live stream anymore.
That's so stupid.
I know. I bet if we were using that right now, it would be so much simpler.
Yeah.
I actually saw the notifier
That's
version
ridiculous.
of Twilight MS4 today.
I don't get it.
That was at Little Caesars.
So,
It was on a,
so for this week, Garrett, were you planning on having anyone else on these live streams? Because if not, or if so, then I don't know how easy it's going to be
there was
to
a
get any.
12, an Exceeder, and a System Sensor 2151.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of 2151s, this is what else I got today.
Damn it. Damn it! The videos have
Oh,
to...
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What?
There's something. Oh, wait, there. I'm seeing.
Okay, is it working now? Oh my gosh, it is working now. So, okay.
Yeah, it's going on. Although for some reason it's showing someone's computer screen.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me go back.
Well, then
Go back into Discord.
It's
So.
right now.
I have.
But for some reason, the notification for me says Zootopia 3-year anniversary stream, and yet the video of itself.
That's because YouTube, for some reason, has it defaulted as that. I don't know why, but they've been playing around with that.
I want to get a bigger base.
Okay, so. So that was an interesting introduction there. So.
What?
What's up, guys? I am Garrett, aka Fire Alarm 9200, and I'm here with, well, the crew. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yep. Got.
I guess I'll start off. Hey everyone, B-Man Lego Boy here. If any of my mates out there watching this, great to see you here. I am a member of Zootopia Racing, and I'm really looking forward to the streams this week. So I'll be on every one because I'll have time at night to do so when I'm not busy with college. So that's basically me. So who's up next?
I'll go for Matt.
All right. Matt, you can introduce yourself.
Just don't say anything.
What's up, guys? It's Matt. You guys can follow me on Twitter, Matt Dewey Dipper. I'm glad to be here with y'all right now. It's awesome.
I like this.
Welcome to the crib.
Alright, and oh, sorry. Tucker, if you want to go, if your audio is working.
Alright.
So you chose the perfect look for this occasion.
Yes, he did. Wears it quite often, too.
Oh, you have one of those?
Is the audio working? I don't know if I don't know if I can hear him.
I have one of those too.
Because the oh, okay. Yeah, I don't hear. Oh, I don't hear anything on Tucker's end.
It's actually an i1 2060.
We really should have done a test run of this like a night before. Otherwise, we would have been golden right now.
Yeah. Quickly share this to Twitter. Okay. Alright, Tucker, can you hear us?
Oh, you have the MPL.
I don't know, because we can't hear you.
I fired mine off.
Yeah, we don't hear you at the moment.
No. Anyway.
And Ben Schumann.
So, you guys didn't know, on September 9th marks the 3-year anniversary of Zootopia Racing. On September 9th, that's when I opened it up, just doing typical, like, it was originally something that I did for my own enjoyment, just sharing like these creations that people made on games like Need for Speed and Forza, and then that just evolved into just posting fan art, and now this. So
You've had one for a little...
Kind of like what we did earlier in the year for the 3-year anniversary of Zootopia.
Yeah, it worked
yeah.
nice.
So trying to get the
Nice.
see if it's shared. I'm just sharing it everywhere.
Oh yeah. Here's it that you can keep. Cool. I have one of those too.
So for those of you that don't know what Zootopia Week 2019 is, it's basically for the 3-year anniversary of ZTR. And the reason why it's so late is just because of time issues. The stuff that we have going on in our personal life, we just had to, we still wanted to bring it to you guys, but we just had to reschedule it. So
yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Personal lives always get in the way of things.
Yeah, but at least we're able to do it now. And for each day, we'll have something special planned. So for today, I'm just going to be releasing the 2017 Zootopia fan art collection by the end of the stream. So
yeah, may I ask, why is it 2017? Wouldn't it be 2019? Because this is...
The 2019 fan art collection doesn't come out until the beginning of 2020, when I can get all of the fan art together. It wouldn't make sense releasing it right now, because there's obviously going to be more fan art coming out before the end of the year.
Right. Okay. So, okay, I don't really know what to say, but, do we have, like, a specific, like, I know tonight's topic was the fan art collection, but how exactly are we supposed to build up to that at the end of the stream? Are we going to be talking about something else before we do so?
So basically, it's the fan art collection tonight, and we're going to be having streams every night till Saturday. So basically, it's kind of just a chill stream, talk about, like, whatever. However, on a different night, which is, I have it written down here. Tomorrow, we're just gonna be discussing on how we join the fandom and leading up to now. So
okay.
And
is there throughout the week? Is there going to be anyone else joining us, or is it just going to be us four if we're able, or if?
No, we're gonna have some other people coming as well, and on the final day, we're gonna have some of the followers join us as well. If they want to.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be like I don't know how to say it. Okay. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about, really quickly?
Does it have to be Zootopia related, or
it's preferred for it to be Zootopia related, but anything Disney is all right.
All right.
Like pretty much the normal stuff that we talk about, it's just live this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to discuss, like, the... Tucker, were you just talking? Because I couldn't hear you. I think you're... Yeah, I can't hear him on my end. I think there's something wrong with the audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So So do we? I guess like a first thing we want to talk about, I guess, is kind of like the disappointment at D23, I suppose, with no sequel announcement.
Yeah, I think I was at work at the time. I'm trying to remember where I was. Because I know I was at... Either I was at work or I was at some kind of event and you guys were talking about it. Actually, no, I remember where I was. I think I was at a... I think I was at a race. Because it was what day again?
Sunday is when the... No, Saturday was the animation panel.
Okay.
Yeah, Sunday was for the parks, that's right.
So is it like the 6th or 7th or
Of
8th
what?
of September?
No, this was back in August.
August.
Oh, August. Okay. I was thinking of something else. But
August 24th was the animation panel. And yet there was still no news of Zootopia 2.
yeah, I was kind of disappointed about that as well. But it doesn't mean it's not going to be happening because it's still... I'm still pretty confident that it's going to happen. They may not have announced it this time, but it's going to be announced sooner or later. Maybe right now was not the best time to do it.
I guess. I don't know. My only hope is that probably maybe next summer is when they'll announce it. Because I think around that time, that's when they announced Wreck-It Ralph 2 during the summer of 2016. So that would be like 4 years after it came out. So hopefully next year.
Yeah,
might be.
Hopefully next year. So, I mean, we never know yet. They may be doing things a bit differently this year that we don't know about yet.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Only one can imagine what's going on backstage at Disney Animation. Although a friend of mine told me that someone she knew was at D23 and she talked to one of the people who worked on the movie, Rosie Trinidad, and he asked her about, is there anything like Zootopia related happening? And she's like, I can't really tell you that. And so that pretty much does confirm.
I guess I haven't done my introduction, by the way. I'm Stuff Well. I'm sure anyone who's watched the stream for the anniversary stream
I got a girl coming in
me.
tomorrow.
Currently in a new living situation, but that's not the point.
Yeah, one of the
Right, my theory is that when you look back on sequels like Ralph Breaks the Internet and Frozen 2, they during it. Yes, I think that next year that they hopefully a Zootopia. Yeah.
box CS50X for 550.
Okay, is my
Oh, there we go.
thing
Your audio's-
slow here?
Your audio is very bad, Tucker. It's like very faint.
Well, I can kind of hear him now, but it's still pretty quiet.
I think it's slow. I think my speaker or something is slow.
That's 10D for 450.
I mean, yeah, I can hear you okay. It's just not in the best quality.
Yeah.
It's going in and out sometimes.
Awesome.
Do we have anyone watching the stream? Let me check real quick.
Yeah, we do.
It looks like it has the interface is the same as the extension cards on my AFP.
So,
Yeah, it's
Okay.
older, so it's not conventional. I've got the
Whoa.
rest
And I just realized my screen on my end is frozen. Oh boy.
Wonder if this
Wait, what?
your screen doesn't look frozen.
on my end it is, but that based on the I'm looking at the stream, it's not frozen on there for some reason, so it's just my computer.
Okay.
Whatever.
And devices.
Okay.
Like all the 9219s and stuff like that. Whatever's in there.
I still can't hear him. I see that he.
Maybe it's audio settings on his end.
Maybe. You said you're using it on your iPad, Tucker?
What panel would you
Hmm.
What panel do you guys usually install?
Yeah, I cannot hear him at all. Jeez, this stream is a mess.
5820XL.
Sorry, we'll make do with it. So.
Awesome. Those are awesome panels. You can program from the computer too.
Jeez, now my image isn't even showing at all. That's
I
great.
love mine.
So I guess we.
Zootopia cast reportedly returning for a sequel.
Oh yeah, that's apparently news that we've known for
Yeah, I've heard about that. I was kind of looking around to see if anything had changed, or anything new came up. Still nothing sooner than 3 weeks ago. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Okay.
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, now we
Yes.
can hear you really great.
Yeah, it's much better.
Okay, well I'm switching to my phone since my iPad is working. I guess.
Yeah, your audio is much better now.
Yeah, now I can hear you better.
Okay, alright.
All right, then let's try and start that over and just.
Yeah.
On the dot.
Anyway, so we were talking about
Yeah,
The-
we're going on the theory that I have on why they didn't announce Zootopia 2 at D23, and it's just basically it just wasn't the time. Is the point I'm really trying to get to. But I'm noticing a pattern. With their sequels that they're announcing, because with Ralph Breaks the Internet and Frozen 2, they did not. The first time they announced those sequels, they weren't. They didn't announce them at a D23 event. Therefore, it's my belief that if there is to be a Zootopia sequel, then they are to announce it out of the blue, just whenever they please, at a non-D23 event. So hopefully that's going to be sometime next year, because I believe that their schedule for the remainder of the year, this year, it would be much too crowded to squeeze in a Zootopia 2 announcement. But you never know.
right, because I mean, the only thing they announced at D23 was Raya and the Last Dragon. That's the only film we know about going forward after Frozen 2. Not to mention this year they have that coming in 2 months from today in theaters, and then after that they'll have Star Wars to finish off the Skywalker saga, Episode 9, and then after that in 2020 it's basically, I think, there are going to be quite a few live-action remakes, I think, next year, right? I mean, I know Mulan is one of them.
You see, that seems to be a popular thing lately.
Yeah, which no one asks for. That's the
No,
thing.
nobody really asks for it, but there's some interesting ones, but there's also some silly ones.
Yeah, like some that don't deserve to be made at all. Oh yeah, and well, also later this year they also, next month they have the freaking Maleficent sequel coming out. Bet they're gonna try and.
That's definitely a miss for me.
Yeah, well, same here. I don't think anyone is really all that interested in Maleficent. I've seen what the first film looks like. I haven't watched it, but the looks of it, it's just terrible, and I'm sorry. Even though...
Okay, well, Angelina Jolie, I'll give it that Angelina Jolie does a good job portraying Maleficent. I give it that. But
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's Angelina Jolie.
She was good.
She's a pretty good actress overall.
But I mean, the three good fairies are just, they're really, really stupid. They're really stupid compared to
they're like cheesy
counterparts. I thought they were going in a certain direction, but they totally just. I mean, they just totally just dropped the ball and going in whatever direction I thought they were going. It's like, no, we're just gonna make it look like Maleficent's evil, but now we're just gonna have her actually care for Aurora as opposed to, oh yeah, I put a curse on their daughter because I've got issues or something.
Whatever the case was for her wanting to do that in the first place.
Well, oh yeah, they have a reason why she did so. I guess I won't go into that.
Yeah, because it's just let's try and keep this Zootopia related, not so much Maleficent. Because, like you said, no one really.
Well,
I don't think anyone really wants to hear about Maleficent.
Well, as long as we're all talking together, it's all right. This is kind of a chill stream tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
Still, yeah. Let's try and focus on like other stuff that a lot of people like enjoy, rather than just Maleficent. Because I haven't really seen that many people talk about it before, so it's not like I don't think.
I didn't think the first one was that bad. I actually kind of enjoyed it, and you guys in the chat can bash me about it.
Terrible, by any means, I don't think it was terrible. But you know, you compare it to something you've seen over and over and over again, and it's like, wow, what happened?
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like.
I'm not sure.
It's like they were doing one thing in the past, and now they're completely switching it up in the future. It's like I don't know why, but apparently that's how it works now. But at least with some of their live-action movies, they kind of stayed true to the originals, although switched things up in a few cases. I don't know how similar the live-action Aladdin is to the original animated version, because I haven't.
I don't think it was that bad, really. I don't think it was bad at all.
Were there any were there any different scenes in the live-action version?
There were some different things. I don't. I didn't mind the new scenes at all, or just Jafar got the lamp this way in the animated version, but live action Jafar got it a different way in this version. I don't mind that at all. So it's nothing that really bothers me at all. I know one of the biggest complaints was that the fact that they had somebody else playing the genie. I mean, the thing that I can understand, of course, is Robin Williams, the legend that he is, or what? Yeah, the legend that he is. He was already gone by the time they were starting production on live action Aladdin. But yeah, I get that that's a role with enormous shoes to fill. But I think Will Smith did a good job, or a good job as Genie. He didn't try to be Robin Williams. He did it in his own way, which is what I like. It was still comedic, but not like, oh, I'm definitely trying to be Robin Williams type of way. There was at least one new song in there, and I thought that was a welcome addition to it. I won't say what it is, where or anything, in case anyone has interest in seeing it. Aladdin actually wasn't that bad. So.
All right. All right. I guess because of how good it. I did hear about it. I haven't seen it myself because I never really was into it. This live action remake. I think it's been a long time since I've seen the original Aladdin movie. I'll probably have to rewatch it on Disney Plus when it releases in November, so that way I can get re-caught up with it. It's been a while, but
We're probably more than likely to bring up Disney Plus more than once. Yes, we are going ahead and advertising Plus because we want as many people to watch it as possible.
yeah. For anyone who's a Disney fan watching this, make sure to get Disney Plus when it comes out on November 12th. Pre-orders are going on right now, so you can go ahead and get those. At least in
How long is pre-orders going for?
I think they said $7.
That's how pre-orders work.
See, I'm thinking about doing that now, actually.
Yeah, if you do it now, then you can start streaming the day it releases on the 12th.
So I'll be all set then.
Yeah, if you buy it now, then the day it launches, you'll be set. You just gotta probably
Nice.
download the app whenever it.
Sounds good.
Mhm. We were just speaking of Disney Plus, someone that I've been talking to recently, and Tucker has spoken with her as well. But this person was theorizing that because there's been like so little Zootopia like content, at least here in the U.S. from Disney themselves, is because a possibility reason as to why that. I'm not being that loud. Sorry about that, everyone. It's my mother.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
That's alright, I get that sometimes. So.
Anyway, as I was saying, so this person was theorizing that because there's so little Zootopia content being put out by Disney themselves, and because there was no sequel announcement at D23, is because she was theorizing that they could potentially maybe working on a Zootopia series for Disney Plus in the future, possibly maybe before the release of the sequel or maybe after it. I don't know, but that's just a theory that she suggested to me and Tucker at one point when we were discussing about D23. I don't know if it's.
So that from it was InsideTheMagic.com. Just a few weeks ago, they reported that apparently the voice actors for Zootopia have reportedly been working on something. We don't know what that is. They think it's a sequel. I'm sure many people think it's a sequel. But here's the thing. We don't know what it is. We know that as far as Zootopia content goes, there is currently a Zootopia themed land being built over in Shanghai. I guess I kind of doubt that they probably would be voicing over there since things over there would be in Mandarin. But I don't know, maybe if there is any chance that they're voicing for any reason at all over there, then okay. But yeah, it could be either it could either be a television show or streaming show, rather, in Disney Plus case, or maybe there in fact is a sequel that they're just not ready to announce yet.
Right.
Whatever it is, just give it to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be fine with pretty much
Give it-
anything. Until the next
Throw
one.
it, just take it all in.
Yeah.
We'll get high with Zootopia content.
Yeah.
We need more.
Literally.
We need more.
Quick side note, yes, if anyone's going to ask, Zootopia is definitely a movie that will be on Disney Plus. That there has been a list that has been released recently that I think it was like 5-6 days ago. But anyway,
Yeah.
there was a list that was released of all the content that will be released on Disney Plus, and we know this because the Netherlands recently had a preview of, or still do have a preview, 2-month free preview of Disney Plus. So anyone over there in the Netherlands listening in, you'll be able to get a preview of Disney Plus before anybody else in the world.
Lucky guys. Yeah, I did check out like those videos put out by that one.
Bitch Kingdom.
That Twitter user. I did see like some of the things that they have on there. They do have, yes, like Tucker said, they do have Zootopia on there. Although you got to scroll down all the way to the bottom if you're doing like A to Z or whatnot, because that's well, it's the only Disney movie that starts with Z, so that's why it's all the way at the bottom. So, but besides
also Zorro, that was also in Disney's history, but I don't know who. I don't know if anybody remembers that one. I don't know. That I think that was more of like back in Walt's time, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Which one's Zorro, right? This is Zorro, right?
Zorro, yes.
Yeah. That's like a really old one.
Hmm. So, besides Zootopia being on there, and guys, if you do get Disney Plus, for anyone watching, if you have not seen Zootopia, because there have been, whenever I like go to the parks, sometimes I like whenever I'm going to see Nick and Judy, like a few of the compilations that I put out of seeing them at Disneyland recently. Whenever I was in line, there have been quite a few people I was talking or in line who was like, they asked like, who are these characters? And I was like, such and such from Zootopia, and I was like, I've never seen that movie, and I was like, I kind of got a little triggered inside, and I was like, go and watch it first, please. So if any of you out there have not seen Zootopia, and if you are watching this, if you're getting Disney Plus, please go watch Zootopia. It's a very good animated Disney film. Definitely in the top 5 of my all-time favorite movies. I mean, right now it's number 1 for me. But speaking of Disney Plus, besides Zootopia, for any of us fans out there that are more than likely going to watch it if they haven't downloaded it on their personal devices at this point, what other content are we like looking forward to that we haven't like seen, say, in like a long time, or like any exclusive stuff we'll be having on there? Like for me, some things I'm looking forward to. I'm definitely looking forward to rewatching some of the old school Disney Channel shows, such as The Sweet Life on Deck or The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I'm also looking forward to seeing Kim Possible again, because it's been a long time since I've seen that show, and I've just forgotten how good it was. Because the last time I watched it was when I was a kid. But anything that we're looking forward to again that we haven't seen in a long time?
Most of the Disney afternoon, which they will have, by the looks of it, all of the Disney afternoon shows. So we're talking OG DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, one of my personal favorites. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin. I believe the Mighty Ducks are going to be on there, as well as Gargoyles. So yeah. Well, actually, I don't know if Goof Troop's going to be on there, but I would.
I heard it might be.
For the most part, I had seen all the Disney afternoon, or maybe most the Disney afternoon shows on there. So anybody who especially grew up in the '90s, all of those really great shows will be on there. I highly recommend checking them out too, because the reboot of DuckTales makes references not only to the original DuckTales, but to the Disney afternoon as well. And they've recently put in Darkwing Duck, and season 3, it's about to get bigger with even more Disney afternoon people migrating in there. So anyone who's not familiar with any shows like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, Goof Troop, and especially Darkwing Duck, I would very much suggest watching those on Disney Plus. So that way you would at least be able to get that reference. If you're that type of person who likes to pick out references and say, "Oh, okay, well I recognize that reference."
That's exactly how it works.
Like,
Yep.
That actually looks really good. There's other stuff going forward, like Obi-Wan. There's going to be a series on just Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Ian McGregor is confirmed to be returning.
Yep, definitely looking forward to that whenever that's releasing.
Possibly have some of its own content on there.
Except
of course,
a lot of it isn't going to be
library of old Disney classics. Maybe some that just aren't released on digital media or on DVD as much, such as the Three Caballeros. I have yet to see the Three Caballeros, so that's something I'm looking forward to.
Me too.
By the looks of it, they will be putting all of their Disney films, except for one being Song of the South, controversy reasons. Regardless, it looks to be at least 99% of the Disney library will be present on Disney Plus.
Yep, that's very, very good. That means the Disney Vault is basically going away, so we're going to be able to see all this on one streaming service for the first time ever, and we'll have unlimited time to view it as long as we stay subscribed. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a fun ride with this new streaming service, and not to mention with all the new Disney movies that'll be coming out in the later years, they'll be adding those onto the streaming service at some point. So as long as the movies keep coming out, this streaming service is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger as the library just keeps expanding the years go on.
Matt's screen is frozen.
Yeah, it's all screwed up. And I still can't see my screen on my end. That sucks. But anyway, besides the point. Yeah, so what you were saying, Tucker, like with a few of the exclusive shows, like the Marvel shows, they're not really going to be starting until next year with the release of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And then I think the following year after that, they'll have the Loki series, and then they'll also have WandaVision. Yeah, okay. Because, I think they're going to be releasing WandaVision, like right before the Doctor Strange sequel, since we do know that apparently WandaVision will lead into the events of Doctor Strange 2. So I'm very interested to see how that show is going to tie into that movie, which really shows how connected these particular Marvel series are connected to the MCU rather than like previous Marvel shows, like say Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or
Daredevil, Luke Cage, basically all the Netflix stuff that they I guess at this point we should say had. I think they're still on Netflix, but I believe by the time Disney Plus rolls around, I think they're going to at least have the Netflix superheroes on Disney Plus. I don't think they're going to be continuing shows such as Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, whatever. But I think they will at least have them on Disney Plus to watch, rewatch, whatever.
Right. I guess that won't make them Netflix exclusives anymore. Anyway, yeah, so that's mainly the Marvel stuff. The Star Wars stuff, yes, we are going to be getting an Obi-Wan show with Ewan McGregor returning. I was very happy to hear that he is coming back and that Disney did make the right choice for getting him to come back. And it's the perfect time for him to do so because this series takes place, apparently according to an official timeline that we now have that Disney released at D23 of the Star Wars saga. It takes place between the time jump in Solo. Like at the beginning of the film, we see Han with Kira trying to get off Corellia, and then she's stopped by like these Imperials or someone before she can get through the gates. And then there's like a specific time jump of a few years, and then we see Han in the Imperial Navy and do something on look like a world full of mud or something. But in between that time jump in that film is when the Obi-Wan series will take place, and obviously it will be on Tatooine because during the time between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, he was on Tatooine watching over Luke Skywalker until the events of Episode 4, when Leia got the plans to the Death Star and thus creating the events of the original trilogy, and then later setting up the events of the sequel trilogy 30 years later. So I am looking forward to that. I'm really interested to see how the series is going to like expand the character that we know of Obi-Wan Kenobi, at least as Ewan McGregor. I am interested to see what he's going to really look like, because this is going to be taking place a few years after the events of Revenge of the Sith, and also a few years before the events of Star Wars Rebels, which for anyone which that show will also be on Disney Plus, as well as the Clone Wars, which will also begin season 7 next February. But in Star Wars Rebels, the episode before the season 3 finale, we do see Ezra on Tatooine talking to Obi-Wan right before he faces Darth Maul one last time. But because of Tatooine's atmosphere, he's like, his appearance aged very quickly because of the planet's atmosphere. So because the series takes place a few years after, I'm curious as to how they're going to make Ewan McGregor look as Obi-Wan in this film. I don't know if he's already going to have the gray hair or anything, because, I mean, in Rebels, he did look exactly like he did in A New Hope, but I don't know how long that took him to look like that, based on how he looked in Revenge of the Sith with the orange hair, sort of, in the normal look he had, to looking like Alec Guinness. I don't know, but I am looking forward to that. I'm also curious to see whether or not because his main purpose there was watching Luke, I wonder if they'll, in a way, cast like a young Luke Skywalker in some way. Like, I don't know. Like, one thing that I did see someone like put out there, people were like saying, oh, maybe if they were like ever to create like an anthology movie involving Luke, they could get like for a young Luke Skywalker, because obviously Mark Hamill can't do that anymore. They were thinking like a good candidate would be Sebastian Stan, who a lot of Marvel fans know as Bucky Barnes. And I actually looked at the two of them, and I have to say, I think that Sebastian Stan could actually be a good candidate for a young Luke Skywalker, if you ask me.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah, I mean, as long as he shaves and, I guess, lets his hair grow out, assuming that they don't have him wear a wig, because in Episode 4, Luke had pretty long hair for the time. He kind of had like I don't know if it was a 70s style look that he was going for with the long blonde hair, but I don't know. That's besides the point. But either way, yeah. So that I am looking forward to. The Mandalorian, the trailer for it for season 1 does look pretty cool. I can't wait to check it out. I don't know how invested I'll be in it. I'll definitely watch it. But because this show takes place after Return of the Jedi, and it takes place in the Outer Rim, where the New Republic isn't really a thing, more than likely we won't see anyone from like the main cast of the Skywalker saga involved in the production. I mean, but then again, maybe Disney could pull a fast ball on us and actually throw someone in there. I mean,
I think Boba Fett might be in there, because I know Disney has confirmed that he survived the Sarlacc pit. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe they can throw like another bounty hunter in there.
Whoa, wait, what? They can Wait, Disney confirmed Boba Fett's alive?
Apparently so.
When?
I think that's been a thing for a while now.
Released.
Wait, hold on. Let me look this up. I need to look this up. I know he's... From what I heard, he was only alive in the expanded universe, which is no longer a thing after 2012. But is Boba Fett alive in canon? Let's see. Disney makes it official that Boba Fett... What? You're kidding? How? Okay. What? Wow. Okay,
I love
I
his
did not
face
know
right now.
I honestly did not know that. Okay, so I guess Disney is now going with the expanded universe on Boba Fett. Wow. Okay, so this completely changes the game. Now whenever I watch Return of the Jedi, I'm gonna be like, well, he's not dead, he's just gone for now. But, okay.
Captain Phasma, on the other hand, is confirmed dead.
Zombie.
Yeah. I know. I really wanted her to get more screen time in the sequels, because she was literally hyped up to be like this huge character somewhat, but then she gets so little screen time, and then how she dies in The Last Jedi, it was kind of... I have mixed feelings on it. I really wish she would have made it to The Rise of Skywalker. But... I don't know. But according to... I mean...
Basically another Boba Fett. What do you think about it?
Wait, what?
He's basically another Boba Fett. What do you think about it?
Yeah, but then again, apparently since Boba Fett's alive, I mean, they could add more screen time for him in, like, future projects. I mean, I know there was supposed to be a Boba Fett solo movie, but apparently that got canceled earlier this year.
That's not in the production anymore?
No, they canceled it.
Really?
Yeah, Kathleen
Oh,
Kennedy.
I didn't know that.
Kathleen Kennedy confirmed that Boba Fett is no longer happening.
Dang. I didn't know.
Yeah, we had like a whole discussion on it, I think, when it was released. But I don't know. Either way, I mean, a Boba Fett movie, I guess it could have been somewhat interesting. I mean, now that we know that Boba Fett's alive, maybe if it had come to reality, it could have taken place after Return of the Jedi, after he got out, I guess, did whatever. Because, I mean, after Return of the Jedi, we don't really hear from him again. But now that we know he is alive, I don't know where he could pop up after Return of the Jedi. I mean, he worked for Jabba, but Jabba's dead. So I don't really know exactly what he would do next.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we just have to hold our breaths and see if... I mean, like Tucker said, maybe because The Mandalorian... I mean, Boba Fett himself... well... I mean, Boba Fett himself, he's not Mandalorian. He just wears Mandalorian armor that he took after his father Jango. But he's actually a clone. One of the like hundreds of thousands of clones that were made for the clone armies for the Republic back in the prequels. Jango just, for some unknown reason, was like, oh, I'm going to take this one and think of him as a son. I'm going to call him my son, and I'm going to name him Boba. That's apparently the whole backstory behind Boba. Like, Jango just chose a random one, and he's like, yeah, whatever. So yeah. I mean, therefore, if we ever did see Boba Fett, what he looked like underneath the mask, he would look just like one of the clones, like, say, Captain Rex or someone like that. I mean, as far as I know, the only clone that really like made it past the events of the original trilogy was Captain Rex from the Clone Wars, who is a fan favorite. He was last seen in Rebels, and then there was like a after the ending of the show, there was like a huge time jump to after the events of Return of the Jedi. Most of the Ghost crew survive, and it is confirmed that Captain Rex was in the Battle of Endor. And as a matter of fact, you can actually see him very briefly in one scene in Return of the Jedi. In the right-hand corner of the screen, you see like an old man with a very big white beard. That is confirmed to be Captain Rex. And I was quite honestly surprised that he was still alive and had made it that long, because... But then again, I don't know how like the aging process for clones are, so I can't really say for certain if he like is an old man that much. Just because he looks like one doesn't mean he technically is, but I don't know. Maybe by some random chance, should he still be alive, maybe Disney could potentially bring him back for the Rise of Skywalker as a potential, like, resistance ally that they were kind of talking about in The Last Jedi, I suppose. I mean, I don't know what exactly happened to Rex after Rebels or Return of the Jedi, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, one thing that I was thinking about potentially that they could do was at the end of Rebels they teased like I mean, I'm not really going to get into much, but I was thinking maybe because of like what happened at the end of the series, that could potentially mean that we could see some of the Rebels or the Ghost crew come back for Episode 9. But based on all the promos that we've seen for The Rise of Skywalker so far, I don't think they're going to be really making a return in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know. Maybe they could add into the new Star Wars Resistance show, which I have no intention of watching because the animation for it just looks, it's very iffy for me. I mean, it is official canon, but
For Resistance, right?
yeah, that the new.
Yeah, I don't like the animation style at all.
I'd rather
It looks
stick.
kind of bland.
I know it. Yeah, it is. I'd rather stick with like the Clone Wars and Rebels type of animation. That's the kind of animation.
Yeah, I heard those are good. I heard those are really good.
Oh yeah, they are definitely. They definitely are.
Yeah.
Because and for anyone, like I said, when you do get Disney Plus, if you are a huge Star Wars fan and if you've not seen the Clone Wars or Rebels, I highly suggest watching them and especially the Clone Wars. That was a fan favorite show back in the day when it was still on.
I love the Clone Wars.
In February.
Yeah, well, that's when Season 7 is going to be releasing. But Seasons 1 through 6 will be available on there to stream the day Disney Plus launches. So it'll basically be like a good refresher for you if you haven't seen the Clone Wars in a while, then you can just go back and watch the first 6 seasons and then get yourself ready for Season 7 when it starts releasing weekly episodes starting in February 2020. Because we also do know that for all these new shows they're going to be having on the service, they're going to be releasing episodes weekly instead of like being able to binge watch them all at a time. Or all in one go. So I am very curious to see how that's going to work. I mean, I guess it's okay because of like if you watch one episode, then the hype can build up for like a week, and then you can watch that episode then. Or heck, if you want, you could just like wait until all the episodes are available and then just binge watch them then. But I don't really know how many people would be able to do that. I mean, I'm pretty sure there'd be some people out there. For me,
I mean, if you're someone who's busy, I would say that like you just don't have the time to watch an episode that just dropped that day. And it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to wait until a time that I'm just have time to just sit down and watch these, watch one or two, maybe three, all at once. You know.
Right. Yeah, that obviously could be a thing, especially for like adults who are into this and they have like jobs or whatnot. So they'd probably have to find like a good time to watch it in their schedule. So that's understandable.
General Disney Plus would be an excellent platform for, because you mentioned adults. It would be an excellent platform for any parents who have kids, and especially if you're someone who grew up with Disney in the '80s, even '90s, with again the Disney Afternoon or the original DuckTales. That would be an excellent platform to use. So in that way, you can get your kids to watch what you watched as a kid, Disney, and then introduce them to the old DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Chip and Dale Rescue, all these really good television shows.
Absolutely.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
Before they watch, maybe even while they're watching the reboot for DuckTales.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect idea too. That's an awesome idea. They should.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, one thing that I kind of find confusing about the service is apparently, like the people over in the Netherlands who are getting this preview of it, there's apparently, I think, a kids setting for the service, but for some reason, they don't have it really like set for like specifically kids. Like if you set for like a kid account, you still get all of the content on there, including Star Wars and Marvel movies, which are rated like PG-13, or I mean, I don't know how many R-rated films Disney has made over the years.
From
but
what I have been, to my understanding, I thought I heard that they will not have rated R films on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's only going to be
that's right.
PG-13 and under.
Right. Okay, yeah, that's right. But, well, either way, the kids setting on there apparently doesn't get rid of any of the PG-13 rated movies or shows or anything like that with any that kind of humor or whatever you want to call it. I found that a little strange as to why Disney doesn't really have like a kids-friendly setting to it for like an account until they reach like a specific age, I suppose. Maybe that's just like a glitch or something in this, because this is only a preview over in the Netherlands, so it could be completely different when it launches here in the States. But if it is a preview of it, then I would hoping that would mean like you're actually like getting like to experience all the features that the service is going to be having when it launches. Because if it doesn't have this type of setting, then it's going to be a little confusing as to why there's even a kids setting at all when it doesn't really like set the standards for that specific age group. Like say like 8 to 10-year-olds or 13 and up with PG-13 movies. I don't know, but either way, it was a little confusing to me. But then again, there are a lot of places out there that have like kid type of content out there, like say YouTube Kids, for parents to have their kids watch instead of going to regular YouTube. But apparently that doesn't really work because apparently kids are still watching YouTube with all this adult content on there, and thus YouTube is creating all these new policies to basically just ruin the lives of all these YouTube creators and their money that they're trying to make off their videos. They have to apparently make themselves kid-friendly now, and that's really hurting them because parents can't bother to give their kids YouTube Kids instead of just normal YouTube. So but then again, that is typical because in this day and age, I don't think parents really care about what their kids watch anymore.
Well, none of them really care anymore, and a lot of them are kind of just, might be a little bit harsh, but they're kind of ignorant about it as well. So they don't care, and YouTube is now finding out about all this. Well, they have known for a long time, but now that they're deciding that we need to start putting all these policies in, it's just kind of ridiculous for
I know.
a job that's ultimately the parents' decision and not the site. Well, they can do whatever they want, but really the parents should be watching what their child is doing.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. with
Yeah,
that.
I agree.
Heck, I have a younger cousin who's like years younger than me, and he's watching all this like adult content, and he's like, I think like only 10 years old or something, and I'm like, okay, I don't know why your parents are letting you watch this stuff, but that's not appropriate for your age.
No.
But apparently they don't give any care enough. It just makes me sad that this is the generation that we live in now, where kids apparently are now able to watch like R-rated content and all this crap that's not really appropriate for them. Apparently no one cares about that anymore. All I can say is that if one day, if I ever do have kids, I am definitely going to be following the policies of like, make sure they only watch kid-friendly stuff, and then once they get to a specific age, that's when you start allowing them to watch stuff online. That's how I think I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Like, if they get older, like, they can watch whatever they want. You know, like, if they get, like, their teenage years, then that should be okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I definitely agree with you, man.
Hmm. Anyway, moving on from that, we're talking about shows and Disney Plus. Was there anything else from Disney Plus that we wanted to talk about? I know, I mean, we know, based on the
I want to
previous...
say this, though.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Just real quick. I can't wait to watch the Disney afternoon stuff. I am so excited for that. Like, man, I can't wait. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of old school Disney fans are really looking forward to that. Definitely. I wonder if do we know if like Disney or this streaming service, Disney Plus, is going to be offering like old like documentaries on like things at like the parks that they were able to film?
I'm
Probably.
just gonna say, I don't know for sure, but yeah.
I mean, I know they have that that Disney park documentary called One Day at Disney coming out when the service launches, I think. Yeah. They have that coming out, so I was thinking like,
Oh, yeah, that's on the same day, ain't it?
yeah, that's coming out November 12th, that Disney park documentary about the cast members. I was thinking because they're having something parks related on the service, I was wondering if that meant like there was going to be any other Disney park content on there, like maybe old VHS tapes that they've had back in the day. Like, for example, this is just off the top of my head because this is one that I hear about a lot. But in 1996, when the Main Street Electrical Parade was having its farewell season at Disneyland, they actually created a VHS tape of the farewell season for people to buy. And I was thinking, if they have this documentary on there, are they going to have that documentary on there as well as any other Disney park documentaries that they had beforehand? Assuming that there were any others.
I mean, I'd have to look at the list again, but as far as I know, if they maybe.
I'd say so.
All right. Well, I was just curious on that part. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Because I mean, if it is the whole Disney library, I mean, I would just think that, I guess, by that definition, that would just mean the movies, I suppose, and TV shows that they've made, rather than just like documentaries. I mean, it's not like there aren't going to be any documentaries on there at all. I mean, heck, they're going to have even National Geographic on Disney Plus. So I'm curious as to see what kind of documentaries are going to be on the National Geographic part of the service, because there have been quite a few disturbing documentaries that National Geographic has put out. So I don't really know if that means that they're going to be on there. But considering the fact that there aren't going to be any R-rated movies on the service, I would like to think that any like disturbing documentaries that they've made won't be on there. I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to, I guess, look back at the list and see if, like, I mean, I don't know if they've listed the National Geographic stuff on there, but if they have, then maybe it's worth a look before you start watching. But anyway, so what I was going to be saying earlier, based on the Netherlands preview for like the profiles that you can make on there with like your icons. So far from what we've seen, there's no Zootopia icons on there. Yet they have other ones like Moana and other movies on there. If this really is what it's going to look like, where are Nick and Judy on there? There are going to be a lot of people that are going to be wanting to use those guys if they're big Zootopia fans. And if they don't have them on there, then what the heck, Disney? You had all this time to add all these different characters, and yet you can't add these characters. They're literally just throwing them aside at this point. It really
pretty much.
disappointing.
It's kind of unfortunate, but what can you do? It's like the fans are the only one pumping out content now.
I mean, they're more popular over in Asia, and it's kind of sad. You know, I'm in a new location, by the way, for anyone who has seen me on the anniversary stream. Anyway, it's a sad thing. You know, I go into the Disney parks over here at Walt Disney World, and at the moment, Nick and Judy are only out temporarily, by the way. So they don't have a permanent meet and greet over here. As a matter of fact, this Friday will be the last time that they're going to be out temporarily over here in Magic Kingdom, and they're meeting at the flagpole over here at Magic Kingdom. Anyway, what gets me is that, you know, I'm standing in line just to see these two wonderful characters, you know, and you know, I'm talking to fellow Zootopia fans. Some of them happen to be, you know, Zootopia fans from Japan. You know, so I get to talking to them. It's a sad, sad thing that I'm there in line having to explain from anyone from China or Japan saying that Zootopia is more popular over there than it is over here.
What exactly, like, did they have, like, reactions to it? Like, were they surprised that it wasn't as popular here, or no?
They seem to be, surprised, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least... Okay, well, at least they did. I mean, if I was living in Asia... If I was living over there, and if I came over here, only to find out that the most popular movie over there isn't as popular over here, I'd be pretty shocked as well.
Yeah.
I really would be if I was living in Asia right now instead of in the States. But I don't know. I mean we know the reason why it is popular over there is because its theatrical run got extended, and then it just basically
It's the type of thing that they like over there. You know, it's animals. They're cute. You know, it's the type of their culture that they really enjoy.
Yeah, it's kind of their thing over there.
Yeah.
In fact, for those of you that don't know, by the end of the year, I'm actually going to Vietnam for most of December, and on my last few days in that part of the world, I'm actually going to be in Japan, where I'm going to be hopefully getting a tour of the JMA. For those of you that don't know what the JMA is, that is the agency that is responsible for assigning the names to the Pacific typhoons there. And what I'm also hoping to do is see what kind of Zootopia stuff is there, because as you probably have
That
imagined,
should be
there's
interesting.
just about everywhere you look, it should be there. I mean, I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to expect.
We're probably find closer to Tokyo Disneyland if I had to guess. I look, I don't know. Never stepped foot in Japan, and the only reason I would have to no, there's actually two reasons why I would want to step foot in Japan, and that would be Nintendo and Tokyo.
Oh
Disneyland.
yeah,
Yeah,
of course. Same here.
Speaking of which, happy 130th anniversary to Nintendo.
Hong Kong Disneyland and Shanghai Disneyland. Of course, Shanghai Disneyland is number one until they finally have Zootopia Land completed.
Right. Yeah, for the Asian parks, for
I
me,
agree.
go over there. Yeah, for Shanghai, the only reason I'd go over there is to see Zootopia Land when it opens there, which I do have plans for anyone watching. I don't know exactly how I'll be getting there, but I do have plans to go there. So if any of my minifigs are watching this, whenever years down the line when it happens, expect a vlog out over there, because I just want to document all of it and put it out for you guys, for those of you that can't make it, or at least until it comes here to the States. I'm definitely going to want to check it out. I just hope that it's not going to be too awkward, because I actually have, my mom has friends who actually were just recently at one of the Asian parks. I think they did go to Shanghai, and for some reason, the people over there don't really look too fondly at Americans for some reason. Like, apparently, according to them, everywhere they walk, they feel like that they were just being stared at with, like, and given looks. And I was
I'm
okay,
told
that's-
that my grandmother's Vietnamese, and when she's in Vietnam, and she says, you know, all people, like, when you mention Americans, they're like, huh, Americans are crazy people.
wow, that's racist.
Wow,
Well,
that's messed
a
up.
lot of it is the stuff that the government is telling them, and they believe that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so if anyone out there, including us, do eventually go out there, I think we're just going to have to try and keep, like, a low profile somewhat. Or unless we don't really care.
Adapt a British accent and just say that you're from London.
Well, assuming that you can pull off a British accent like that for a specific amount of time. But, I mean, either way, I'm looking forward to going out to Shanghai in the later years. Assuming that there still won't be an announcement of Zootopia Land in Walt Disney World. If they do announce it, Walt Disney World, before the Shanghai version is completed, then I don't know if my plans will change that much, but we'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, so yeah, that's the main reason why I want to go to Shanghai. Tokyo, I would possibly want to go over there, because I've heard that Tokyo Disneyland is apparently one of the most detailed Disney parks created. So I'm like, huh, well, if that's
what I heard too.
Then I might as well compare it to, like, Disneyland or Walt Disney World and see, like, how much detail they put in there. Plus, not to mention the fact, if I go out there, I definitely, when I'm out in Tokyo, do want to check out Tokyo Disneyland Electrical Parade Dream Lights, which is basically the 2.0 version of the the original Disneyland Main Street Electrical Parade, which is still at Disneyland now until next Monday. I definitely would want to check that out, because especially with, like, the fact that they've added some of the newer films into the parade. Unfortunately, I had a theory that this year that they would be adding another new unit into the parade, more than likely that being Zootopia, but unfortunately that never happened. So I was really I was very disappointed to hear that there was no new unit added to the parade this year. The only thing that they did was the only thing they did over there this year for the parade was they updated the Alice in Wonderland float, which is basically just the Cheshire Cat and Alice is riding on top of him, as compared to the original Disneyland Main Street Electrical Parade. So it's a whole unit comprised of these whirly bugs and these 3 mushroom floats, which Alice rides on one of them. As you can, if any of my people out there go to my channel, one of my recent Main Street Electrical Parade vids that I put out. That's the only thing that they really did. They only refurbished or updated that float. They also updated the sponsor float at the end. That's because the parade's presented by a Japanese company called Ulysses, I believe is how you pronounce it. But I don't know. I mean, maybe in later years they'll add a new float, but I can't really say for sure. I mean, being as how popular Zootopia is in the Asian parks, and with how popular the electrical parade is, whether here in the States or in Tokyo, I would really think that Disney would try and, or at least Tokyo Disneyland, because I don't know how much the Walt Disney Company itself owns Tokyo. I know they just recently bought the full rights to Paris, but apparently they don't have that much control over the Asian parks, I don't think. But for Tokyo, I would think that because of how popular Zootopia is over there, they would try and find a way to add the film into that parade. And if that did happen while I was there, it would just be like, okay, yeah, this is basically a dream come true for me. My 2 favorite things from Disney combined into one. So that would be the main purpose for Tokyo Disneyland mainly. I would also want to check out Tokyo Disney Sea. I would have wanted to check out their version of Fantasmic, but unfortunately, as we learned of recently, Fantasmic is actually going to be closing there on March 25th next year. So it had a very, very short run over there. It only was introduced in, I think, like 2012. And there's still no new replacement show announced for Tokyo Disney Sea, but hopefully Disney or Tokyo Disney will announce a replacement in the future. But I was shocked to find out that Fantasmic is going to be ending over there next year. So I don't really know what other things they have over at Tokyo Disney Sea that would really attract me all that much to go visit that park. I mean, I know they recently opened up their version of Soarin' Around the World over there, and I have seen videos online of it. It's basically the same thing as like the Disneyland and Walt Disney World versions of Soarin' Around the World, just like a few Japanese elements added in there, which is typical. But other than that, I don't really know if there'd be anything else that I'd be interested in seeing at Tokyo Disneyland. I mean, obviously over there, seeing Nick and Judy, because they have, from a lot of photos that I've seen from like specific accounts on Twitter, they have meet and greets at the Tokyo Disneyland Park.
How often do they have them, though?
Wait, what?
How often do they have them?
Oh, they're there every day.
Every day?
Yeah. Just like at Disneyland or Disney California Adventure in California. They also have them. Yeah, they have regular permanent meet and greets over in the Asian parks, which is a reason why I do want to go out there, is because I have to be worried about like a specific day they're going to be there, or like they're only going to be available for like a limited time. Because in Disneyland, they're only out from 12:30 to 4:30 every day during the summertime. Because I think during the winter months for the Christmas season, they this was last year. They didn't have Nick and Judy doing meet and greets during the holidays last year. So I guess they just stopped for the winter months and then they come back for the summer. I don't know, but But yeah, over in the Asian parks, they do have permanent meet and greets over there. Although for some reason at Tokyo, you apparently have to get like basically fast pass or like return time cards to meet the characters, which I honestly don't understand why you need to do that. So I'm confused on that part, and which is why I feel that they need meet and greets in Walt Disney World, especially, so that way, like, you don't have to keep getting those return time cards over and over again. You can just keep hopping back in line and seeing them over and over again if you want to. I mean, for me, for me, this summer at Disneyland, I saw them once, like, every half hour, like, every session that they were out, because they're out for, like, 30 minutes, and then they take a short break, and then they come back. That's what I did. So that way I didn't feel like I was, like, overdoing myself while being there. Because not to mention, because I also did want to go do other things around the resort. And being as how much time I have spent at Disneyland this summer, I can say I think I'm basically a Disneyland expert at this point, because I've spent well over a week there. So it was really good getting to the parks more over there. So, but yeah, for the time cards, I really don't understand the purpose of those. I don't know if that is the case for Hong Kong or Shanghai, but if it is, then I guess that's something that we'd have to like look into before we head out there, should anyone from the States head out there for the first time and go see the characters. Assuming that all the characters do that, of course.
If it is a fast situation, I recall back when Elsa and Anna had their meet and greet over in Kingdom, when their meet and greet was in Fairy Tale Crystal Hall. If I remember correctly, I think they, and they still have this too, I think they may have fast passes just for Princess Fairy Tale Hall. This was at a time before they built a little frozen area over in the Norway Pavilion in Epcot. So, but if I remember correctly, and they may still have this, I'm just not 100% sure that they may have.
Because when I was there in January, I was like in that area of Fantasyland, and I think I do remember seeing them having still the fast passes for that place. I mean, I know they still have them for like if you want to see Mickey or Tinkerbell at the Town Square Theater. I know they still have fast passes for them. So
for other places, they don't do that. Edna Mode didn't have it. Mike and Sully don't have it. They certainly don't have it for meeting the Toy Story characters in Toy Story Land.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have it for the Star Wars characters at Launch Bay either.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Launch Bay, no, they don't. You have to literally just stand in line the whole time. Because I've had to do that before, just standing in line waiting to meet one of the Star Wars characters. So yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, so yeah, that'd be Tokyo and Shanghai. As for Hong Kong out there, I don't think that I would really be interested in going to Hong Kong that much. I mean, right now, I guess the only reason I'd go out there is to see Paint the Night over there, their new electrical parade over there. Which probably will be coming back to Disneyland in California sometime soon after the Main Street Electrical Parade glows away again. Yeah, I'd probably maybe would want to see their version out there, because that was actually the first version of the Paint the Night Parade created. As for what else, I guess maybe to see like the new updated version of the castle that they're currently building over there. I mean, I've seen photos of the construction of the castle. It looks interesting, for the most part. But at the same time, I just don't know if it is going to be better than the original Sleeping Beauty castle that they originally had. But I don't know. Maybe they'll want to. I mean, obviously they're trying to differentiate it because the Hong Kong Disneyland castle is literally, well, before this construction update, it was literally an exact replica of the one in Disneyland. So they're probably doing this just to try and differentiate the parks a little bit more. But then again, Tokyo Disneyland's castle is also Cinderella Castle, and those are basically identical, although I think Tokyo's has like a few different details on there, and not to mention, I think it's like slightly shorter than the Walt Disney World one. But I can't really say for certain. But other than that, I don't really know what else I'd go out there for. I mean, obviously, the big thing I definitely would want to look into is all the Zootopia merch that they have out there. So that way I can get it and bring it back with me. Assuming that there's, like, I have enough room in my bags to bring it with me on the flight back, if I can.
I just take several bags. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though you
Because
probably have
shipping that stuff back is just going to be
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's going to be a pain.
Yeah. But yeah,
I
it's
forgot
really...
something at Jack's house. He'll just ship that up to me. It's easier shipping things from state to state than country to country.
Yeah, that's...
And now he just woke up.
No, I've been up. I've been just listening. What are you talking about, though?
I just mentioned something about leaving something at his house and just have him ship it up, and he's like, "Wait, what?"
No, I've been listening the entire time. I've just been being quiet, just listening the entire time.
Well, anyway, so that would be... Those are really, like, the purposes that I would want to... or the reasons I would want to go to the Asian parks. Just at the moment, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe to experience, like, some of the new stuff they have over there. I mean, just recently... Didn't Tokyo Disneyland just recently get, like, a new sleeping... Or, no. Didn't they just get, like, a new Beauty and the Beast themed area over there?
They recently announced that that'll be opening soon.
Okay.
So, they'll be getting a Beauty and the Beast dark ride attraction, which we didn't get over here at Magic Kingdom when they were doing their Fantasyland expansion.
Right.
We got Little Mermaid instead, which, you know, that's fine. You know, it's just now they're coming up with the idea of a dark ride for Beauty and the Beast. It's like, oh, sure, fine, whatever.
Right. I mean, we have seen one of the animatronics for it, and good God, does that thing look like it's right out of the movie. And if they can do that, then hopefully...
It looks like she's looking around in the woods. She has a lamp with her.
It looks like she's wearing the clothing like she had when she was riding the horse looking for her father before she found the castle, really, like her winter clothes, I suppose.
But it looked like she just stepped right out of the movie. My mind is blown.
I know. Some of the animatronics that Disney's been able to create lately, like, say, this new Belle animatronic, or heck, even the Hondo animatronic for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, he looks very, very lifelike. Especially for the fact that for the grand opening, or at least the dedication of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios, they actually had Hondo as an actual character there, and he really looked like his animatronic counterpart. I had to say, they nailed Hondo And I was really happy to finally find out what he looked like in real life, since he's only been seen in animated form in the Clone Wars and Rebels. So I was quite surprised to see Hondo back, and the fact that he was even still alive. But I don't know. I mean, considering the fact that we know Galaxy's Edge is canon to the films, that is at least good to hear that Hondo in some way had some sort of help with the resistance between Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. So yeah, but maybe, who knows? Maybe Hondo potentially make an on-screen appearance in the film if they want to do so. I mean, who knows?
Alright, so
Damn.
it is now 12:47 here, so I guess...
oh god, yeah, I'm gonna have to get to sleep soon.
Yeah, same here, so I guess that'll be the end of Day 1 of Zootopia Week 2019. Tomorrow, we will be doing... Well, let me get back to it. Oh, wrong one. Tomorrow will be another stream, basically discussing how we joined the fandom and the stories that we have behind it. So, we'll all be doing that. And tonight, after the stream ends, is when the 2017 Zootopia fan art collection gets published. So,
Alright.
anyway. So I hope you guys stuck around this long for the stream. We had a bit of a slow start trying to figure out how to get everything work, because the streaming software that we usually use, Google Hangouts on Air, was recently discontinued. So I had to figure out everything last minute. But we were able to get it done. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream and the stuff that we talked about. You know, this was a little chill stream tonight. Tomorrow we do have something special planned. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get to bed for the night, or do whatever they're gonna do before they head off as well. So be sure to stop by again for Zootopia Week Day 2 tomorrow. So anyway, that's the end of the stream. Thank you for tuning in.
Alright, thanks for watching, everyone.
See you later.
Thank you, everybody.
Alright, have a good night.
Alright.